Welcome to Science Plus classes. Today we are going to learn about the first lesson in the grade 6 science syllabus, which is the wonders of the living world. In this lesson we will be discussing about and we will be learning about different subtopics such as environments, living things, non-living things, the characteristics of living things, and also about microorganisms. So let's look at the first subtopic, which is the environment. What do you mean by the environment? Environment means the surrounding around us. That means if you take this room, this is the environment around me. Okay? So there are different types of environments. What are they? Let's see some examples of different environments. They are, let's take first one, forest. Second one, beach, town environment. Fourth one, village environment. So there are things in these environments. If you take for an example forest environment, what you can see there? There are trees, water streams, animals, rocks. What are the things that you can see in the beach environment? There are sea animals, sand, waves, coconut trees, boats, like that. So the things in these environments differ from each other. What you get in the forest environment may not be there in the beach environment. What you get in the beach environment will not be there in the forest sometimes. So the things that are in the environment are known as components of that environment. So these components in the environment can be divided into two types. They can be divided into living things, living components, and non-living components. Components or things can be divided into two types, living components and non-living components. You can say living things and non-living things. So the things around us can be divided into two types, living things and non-living things. So what are the living things that you can see in the environment? Let's think about some examples. Animals, plants are the living things that you can see in the environment. What are the non-living things that you can see in the environment? They are objects such as chairs, tables, rocks, stationery items. Basically, the living things are the things that are having life in them. The non-living things do not have life in them. So how can you identify living things from non-living things? How would you tell whether an object is a living thing or a non-living thing? You can see whether the object is growing or not. So we are considering growth as a feature to describe or to classify the living things from the non-living things. Let's see what growth is. Growth is the increase in size, amount or height. We can consider three things. Growth is the increase in size, amount or height. So if you consider living things, they show growth. That means they grow. For an example, they increase in size, or they increase in amount, or they increase in height. Let's take animals such as tigers, lions, or even butterflies. They show growth. That means they grow. The non-living things do not grow. That means they don't increase in size, they don't increase in amount, and they don't increase in height. For an example, let's take a stone which is non-living. Stones do not grow in size or amount or height. So they are not growing. They do not increase in size, they do not increase in amount, they do not increase in height. So such things are known as non-living things. Living things grow and non-living things do not grow. Living things can be further divided into two groups. Living things can be divided into two groups. What are they? Plants and animals. Living things can be divided into two groups. They are plants and animals. But there is another type of organisms in this world. They are called as microorganisms. Microorganisms cannot be seen with the normal human eye. Then we can divide the living things into three types. The other group is microorganisms. What do you know about microorganisms? They are very tiny organisms that live around us. These microorganisms can live in different environments. They can be harmful or they can be beneficial to us. Examples of microorganisms are bacteria, paramecium, and amoeba. They are the tiny organisms which cannot be seen with the human eye. So basically, living things can be divided into three main groups: microorganisms, plants, and animals. So you know, the examples of plants are coconut tree, banana tree, grass, like that. The examples of animals are humans, tiger, lion, elephants, insects, like that. The examples of microorganisms are bacteria, paramecium, amoeba.
We will learn about the characteristics of living organisms in part 2 of this video.